and welcome to my very first YouTube video that I have been working on for 2 years now. Long 2 years. I set up my channel 2 years ago to get this started, and everything has gotten in the way, it seems like. I'm in college. I'm getting my fancy book learnings at the University of Louisville, and it seems like every time I get a little free time for myself, a professor has a surprise for me in one shape or another, and I don't get my free time. But considering we're all locked in the house right now with not a whole lot to do, it's good a time as any. I've actually started recording this particular video earlier this week, and it has been a week. I'm sure everybody can say that at this point. Wednesday night, I sat down and started recording, and about 3 minutes into the video, the storm sirens started going off. And a few minutes after that, I was in the closet with the cat and a pillow on my head, thinking the house was coming apart. Now, since I have some friends who live in places where they don't get the big storms like we get here, I'm going to include some clips that I took of Wednesday night right now.
I don't like this at all. Woo! You'd think if I didn't like it, I'd have enough sense to go back in the house. Oh. Ooh! Man. Storm sirens have already gone off once. Oh my lord. That is so bright. Now these lights over here across the field from me, that's a campground. Oh, I've noticed quite a few cars coming out of there in the past few minutes. Man, okay, I'm going to quit this and go in the house and unplug everything. Our power went out just a minute ago, and I don't know if you can hear the storm on the phone. It's roaring. It's coming one right now. I'm actually in the closet with the cat because we don't have a basement or anything. It's weird. It'll storm real hard for a minute and it'll be real loud, and then it gets real quiet. You know that's not good. Can you hear that? It sounds like it's beating the house apart. Oh. Well, it's just getting louder and louder. I want to go look. Ooh. Okay, this is getting scary sounding. Now keep in mind, it is this loud, and I am in a closet in the dead center of the house. The weird thing is, it looks like the power come back on. Good Lord. still going. I'm dying to go look. I know better, but I'm dying to go look. The sirens would go off now, I'd never hear them. It's quietening down a little bit.
Anybody who knows me very well at all knows I'm not a big fan of storms. They don't scare me to death like they used to do, but I'm going to tell you, that one Wednesday night had me a little bit rattled. And you know things are bad when you have friends in different parts of town texting you while the storm is going on, asking you questions about it, and are you okay? It was a bad one. Now, the next morning I got up, there was no damage. You know, the windows were still in the car and the roof was still in the house. So you got to count yourself blessed for that. I did end up with a new trash can from it that blowed in here from somewhere that still had the lid on it. So, score for me, huh? The weird thing is, the next day it got cold. It's been cold-ish, cold for us in April since then. And tomorrow it's supposed to storm some more. So hopefully it's not as bad as Wednesday was. So I tried again on Thursday night to record this video again. And of course, something popped up that I had forgotten about. And I'll show you a little clip of that right now.
I don't know what a one-tailed test is, but I'd like to kick this right in the...
Who wants to look at his statistics textbook all the time? So last night, Friday night, I came back in here, set the camera up again, and started to film this video for the third time when I realized my lights weren't looking quite right. So I got up in a chair, started to fidget with the lights, and things didn't go the way I planned. Now I'm going to insert a point of view dramatic recreation of what happened while I was messing with the lights.
Stupid light.
I didn't break a hip or anything. Fortunately, I did hit my head on a filing cabinet on the way down, which wasn't in the recreation. And my neck's been sore, but that could have been a whole lot worse, a lot like the storm on Wednesday. So now it is Saturday night, and hopefully, if everything goes right, I'll actually get this video finished tonight. So we'll see how that goes. About the time this quarantine thing started, I was needing a haircut very, very bad. And it just so happened that the day I took off to go get a haircut was the very day all the haircutting places got shut down. So my hair right now looks like a plate of hash browns. It's scattered and chunked and diced, and that's why it's covered. And it's going to be for a little while. They keep telling us we need to learn new skills with all this extra time that we have on our hands right now. Hopefully I can learn how to cut my own hair. If not, it will make a very interesting YouTube video here in a few weeks when I finally get tired of all this sitting on top of my head. I've also thought this would be a good time to learn how to be a contortionist. Those people that can bend and throw their legs up behind their head and all that kind of stuff. Because I was looking at my bank account the other day. The way things are looking, becoming a contortionist might be the only way I can make my ends meet. Okay, that wasn't a great joke. Watching the news and all these press conferences about the germ situation that's going on right now, it gets confusing. They tell you one day don't wear a mask, the next day they say wear a mask, then they say only wear a mask if you're sick. Now they're telling everybody anytime you leave the house and go anywhere, you need to wear a mask. You can't wear something that you don't have. As far as I know, nobody has any masks for sale. I've not seen any the few times I've been out to the store. But I've seen a lot of people on social media getting very creative and making their own masks at home. They've made them out of t-shirts, old dish rags, about anything they can find. I even saw some videos where women were getting their bras and cutting the cups in half and using that as a mask with some straps. And I have a friend who thinks she's like the Appalachian version of Martha Stewart. And she texted the other night and said she made all of her friends a mask out of her old bras. And if I wanted one, she'd come leave one on my porch for me. It's been Lysol and clean and everything was fine. I was like, well, why not? Bring one on over. I can't see myself going to the store with, a bra stuck on my face, but, it may come down to it. So the next day, a little bit after lunch, I got a text message that she was in the driveway and she had dropped one off my porch and was going to leave. And I was like, okay, I'll come out and get it. So I come out, watched her go down the driveway, and I look and I see it sitting there on the porch. And I bring it in and get it out. And this is what she brought me. I texted her and told her that if her bras were going to do anybody any good as face masks, she's going to have to get a little more top heavy. I'll wear it if I have to. Another thing that's been really aggravating during all this is it has hit in the middle of allergy season. Everybody's coughing and wheezing and carrying on. That's life around here when allergy season starts. And it makes you worry a little bit because, you know, they talk about different symptoms of what's going on the news, and then they'll tell you different symptoms. But the main ones I've always heard are a cough, muscle aches, and a fever. I don't have a thermometer in the house. All I've got is a meat thermometer. So anytime I get ready to go anywhere, I pop it in my mouth, and I figure if it doesn't go from rare to well done, I'm doing good and I can go to the store. So I told you 2 years ago I set my channel up with every intention of going gung-ho, making a video every week, and I was going to get on it. Didn't really care who watched them or what. I just wanted to do it for fun and teach myself how to edit videos, because the career I'm hoping to go into after I graduate, I will probably need to know how to do that. And the weird thing is, even though I'm a communication major, there's no classes that teach you video editing or anything like that, but all the jobs I'm interested in require you to know how. So I figure better teach myself. And I got pretty good with Adobe Premiere. I don't use it no more because me and Adobe had a little spat over about $400 they've taken out of my bank account that they weren't supposed to. So now I'm learning new video editing software, and I'm getting there. We'll see how this one turns out. But the first channel I ever subscribed to, I actually created a YouTube account just to subscribe to him, was the Carpetbagger down in North Carolina. First video I ever watched of him, he was in an abandoned house roaming around. It was ate up with kudzu and the floor was falling through. And I thought, this man's going to kill himself or get shot. I didn't know which one was going to happen first. And somehow neither one did. So I started following him, and actually my mom, who is not an internet YouTube kind of person, she watches him now too. And I get a kick out of that. It's kind of funny. But one day I just had the playlist going on YouTube, you know how it goes, and was watching a bunch of Carpetbagger videos, and I look over, it's not Carpetbagger. It's this black-headed guy on a bicycle, and he's riding that bicycle just as hard as he can go, sweating and huffing and trying to talk to the camera. And then I realized he's in Pigeon Forge. It's my home away from home. I'm there quite a bit under normal circumstances. So I started watching and thought, he's going to kill himself out in this heat. It was July, and I mean, he wasn't going to stop either. But he later explained that he'd gotten the bicycle and was riding to get healthy, lose weight and stuff. So I thought, well, I'm going to follow him. I mean, it's Pigeon Forge. Can't go wrong watching videos about Pigeon Forge and see how he did. And that's how I started following NTL Vlogs, which is Mike and Becca. That led to, of course, Adam the Woo. Everybody who's seen YouTube has probably seen an Adam the Woo video. Tim Tracker, Tim and Jen, and Baby Jackson now. They've got a baby. Justin Scar, Random Lands. You know, I've watched them. There's a lot I've seen of the big YouTubers that I cannot figure out for the life of me how they got so big, and I steer clear of them. But I've got my favorite few that I watch and I keep up with. I never got involved in anybody's live chats until 3 weeks ago. I've watched a lot of people's live chats and just, you know, kind of kept up with them, but I never really jumped in and spoke or chatted, you don't speak. And about 3 weeks ago, I decided, okay, I'm bored. Let's go. So I started chatting on the NTL Vlogs live chat one night when they were doing their Friday night porch chat. And the past 3 weeks have been a lot different because I've met quite a few people on there just chatting. I mean, I don't know them, but they seem like good people, and I'm glad I've got them to chat to. The odd thing is, my little empty YouTube channel with not a video on it has like 9 subscribers or something just from that. So I figure it's time I put something on it so they have something to watch. I have to say though, of the people I have met through the NTL family, I'm tickled to death to have come across Big Joe and Malia's world. Their videos are a hoot. They just seem like such good, down to earth people, and they're always laughing and having a good time. And this week marks their 1 year anniversary on YouTube, and I think next week marks their 1 year wedding anniversary. They started their channel as a way to follow their wedding and stuff for people who couldn't come, because they got married at Cades Cove in a church, and you couldn't have a lot of people in there. And one of the coolest things about that wedding, even cooler than the fact that it was in Cades Cove, they wore matching green Doc Marten boots. They have won my heart forever with that, because green's my favorite color, and I love Doc Martens. Now, before I wrap this up, because I know y'all are probably bored to death, I'll tell you a little bit about my plans for the channel in the future, if everything goes better than this week has. The main reason I wanted to start my channel was I'm a non-traditional college student, and that has been an interesting challenge at times. Not even necessarily because I'm non-traditional, it's just going to college is weird. Doing it when you're older is really weird. But in my college career, I've been a peer mentor and a tutor for 4 years, and I've learned a lot of ins and outs and tricks and tips to help you deal with admissions, financial aid, transferring schools if you're looking to transfer from a community college, dealing with professors that, well, there's some professors just need to be dealt with sometimes. And in particular, scholarships. I am proud to say I have a 100% success rate working with people with their scholarship applications. Everybody I've ever helped with their scholarship application has gotten the scholarship. And I'm really, really proud of that. And it even makes me happier for them, because college is not cheap at all. Even if you're getting financial aid or scholarships, it seems like there's always something that you need more money for. So I'll be giving the best tips I can and the best advice I can on those kinds of things. I also wanted to do not necessarily a travel vlog, but it seems like a lot of vloggers don't do a lot about Kentucky. They drive through here to get somewhere else or something. And I know a lot of cool places around here that would make some really interesting videos and hopefully bring them some exposure. I did work in newspapers for 14 years. 11 of those, I was managing editor of a newspaper. So I know a lot about the area. I know a lot about the history. And I've also got some really funny and interesting stories that I can tell you about my time being a reporter. And I'll leave out some of the names and the more salacious details because, well, nobody wants to get sued. But I'll be doing some more videos about that kind of thing too in the future. And before I go too, I want to tell everybody Happy Easter. I know everybody is going to be missing family and things this Easter because can't get out. I know Easter's a big deal for our family. We have a humongous family, and we're actually fortunate enough that our family farm that my dad and his brothers and sisters, and going back some more generations from there, we still have that in our family, and that's where we always have Easter and Thanksgiving. And it's a really big deal because for a lot of us, it's the only times of year we get to see each other and hang out. And for some of the older people in the family who are actually raised up there on the mountain, that's the only time they get to go up there and see the place. So Easter and Thanksgiving are always really special to us. And I know 2 or 3 cousins in particular that this is probably killing their soul that we're not going up there this year. But for all of y'all, if you're watching, me and Mom are already planning some things for once this is over with. We're going to have something up at the farm. We've got some games and stuff planned and some silly stuff because you know how foolish we all like to act. So just hang in there. We'll get through this, as Andy Bashir says, and we will get through this together. And I'll see you in the next video. And remember, everybody, anytime a door closes, open it again. That's how doors work.